Hi guys, this is Shiru from the family kitchen. Today I have a recipe called a French toast recipe. It's easy, less time consuming, and I'll walk you through what I'm gonna be using. So on my table here I have my empty plate, I have my cold milk, that's the whole milk. I have my 2 eggs which I took out from my dozen of eggs. I have my empty skillet here. This is my skillet. I have my white bread and a cold butter and a spoon. So this very easy, less time consuming, and let's do it. So for the first thing I'm gonna be using the egg wash. I already did the egg wash like a couple months ago, and I showed you how to do this recipe. So first of all, we're gonna crack our eggs. I showed you even the method of cracking the eggs. So this, if you don't know how to do this, you better be on my channel and check it out. So I'll break my eggs and I'll show you when I do my eggs, and then we're gonna go from there. As you can see in my empty plate, I added my 2 eggs, already cracked them and making sure there is no shell inside. So as you can see in my plate, there is no shell because I already did the video of how to crack your eggs and making sure nothing goes in your eggs. So the first step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my eggs in my empty plate, and I'm gonna add my cold milk where I'm gonna be making my egg wash. Remember, we did that recipe of doing the egg wash and I made it so easy for y'all. So, and I told y'all we're gonna be using the egg wash to do some bread. So I'll show y'all. I'll add my milk in, and I'll show y'all when I like whiskey in my eggs and mix with the milk. I'll show you when it's done. As you can see, my egg and my milk already mixed. I already whiskey, and this is what you call the egg wash. So the next step is to slide in my skillet, my empty skillet, to my oven, or I think from to my stove, not my oven actually, to my stove, and make it warm and get a nice warm, and so I can be able to add my butter. So my skillet is on my stove. So as you can see, it's very empty, very clean. So I'm gonna let it sit for like a minute or two, and then I'm gonna add my butter, and I'll show you when we're gonna go to the next step. My skillet is already warming up. As you can see, I'm gonna just let the water which is remaining on my skillet to kind of go away. And then I'm gonna add my butter. This is my butter, the one which was sitting next to the bread. I'm gonna add it in and let it warm up. And the reason why you use the butter is because it's used to help the bread not to stick on the pan. So this is the way to cook this toast bread, and it's gonna be super wow and easy to eat and very soft. And trust me, you don't have to just like crack your eggs and whisk the eggs and throw in the bread, because it's actually gonna be hard. But if you use this method of egg wash and butter, this is the best way to do the French toast. So I'll show you when the butter is already done. It's almost there, but I'll show you when it's already done, when you are ready to go to the next step. So as you can see, my butter is already done. So our next step is to take my one slice of bread. As you can see, this is my white bread, as I showed you. So I will just dip it in my egg wash, and I will just give it turn, because I have to make sure both sides have the egg wash on it. So in the next step, as you can see, the bread is already sitting in there. So the next step is to add it in my butter, so we can let it cook. So let's go and add it. So I'll just use my hands and go in and put it in. So I'm gonna let it sit there. Each side has to cook for 2-3 minutes, and then I'm gonna give it a turn, and I'll show you when we give it a turn. So it doesn't take that time. As I told you, it's less time consuming. And so let's wait until that side it's golden brown, and then we're gonna give it a turn, and let's wait for the other side to be golden brown, and I'll show you when it's there. I want to turn my bread on the other side, and I'll show you when I turn it. I will for me, I like to overcook it so it can be absolutely golden brown for you all to see exactly how it looks, because definitely it won't be that hard because already it has a butter on it and it has the egg wash and milk, so the bread gonna be so soft, trust me. And the reason why I overcook it like this on a medium heat is for you all to see. When I mean like the golden brown is when it's ready. So for the other side is already cooked. As you can tell, I'll turn it. It's already cooked. So both sides are already cooked, and so this is part of the bread. So both sides are already cooked, and it's time for me to take it out and serve it. So you don't have to wait for me to do the rest of the bread, but I want to show you. This is what you call the French toast bread. It's easy, less time consuming, and everybody wanna eat it. And when you use the butter, definitely the butter make it salty, so you don't have to add any salt on your bread. I want to show you all through how the bread look like. I want to turn it on the other side because I like to show you exactly how I cook, because this is the side which I made it more black or more golden brown for you all to see, and this is the other side which I already sit for a minute, so I didn't overcook it. So for your, if you want your side to be like this, you don't have to wait for more than a minute or two. Or if you wanna your bread to be like the other side, the black the golden brown like this, it's your choice. So I like to do things in two ways. If you want it to be like this and to be on the other side, it's up to you. So that's the recipe called the French toast. Easy peasy. And you have to remember, using the egg wash is the way to go. So thank y'all for watching. You don't have to wait for me to do the rest of the bread. I'm gonna do it, but now because you have the idea of how to do it, you can go from there. And remember, you have to use the butter to prevent the sticking of the bread on the pan you're using or the skillet you're using. So I make it easy for you, and I try to explain as much as I can. Thank y'all for watching, and see you at Shiru's Family Kitchen as we do more videos. Thank y'all so much. Bye bye.